Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis, and we are back for week 10 of Season of the Lost, and we are in the final week of challenges, at least. And we have Shattered Realm, Forest of Echoes, Legend difficulty. Now, I'm going to say this up front. I don't know if this is going to be flawless. I will at least show you clean runs at each beacon and the boss, but I will tell you in my practice during my stream earlier, there were a lot of deaths, a lot of practicing, a lot to learn on this one. I don't know if I'll put it all together. I've got an idea of everything I need to do. I just have to execute, but it is a bit of chaos on all of these. So that being said, if you're trying to solo any of these, my advice is probably not this one. Because last week on the Ruins of Wrath, that one's pretty manageable. A little patience involved in the final room, but it is, I think, doable. Just with patience, especially the two beacons, you definitely have plenty of defense. For the Debris of Dreams, that one, the first beacon's kind of rough. Second one's also kind of chaotic. Boss is actually not too shabby, but we figured out some strategies there. Still more manageable. This one, it's the way the loadout is set up. So Forest of Echoes, you got Unstoppable and Overload. That's there. Locked, match game. Denial, Chaff, you have no radar. Taken, Vandals, summon their shields significantly more often. This is generally not that big of a deal. Might be a couple places. This is like nothing. This is your issue. So you have Arc shielded, taken Centurions. You have Solar shielded, taken Knights. And then you have Void, taken Wizards. And Void, taken Acolytes. And there are a lot of Acolytes pretty much all over the place. So, as you guys know, in my loadouts, I try not to use exotics. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you can do this thing solo without some kind of exotic. Now, for me, I am trying to do this with some reasonable balance of doing shields, but I'm also on a Titan. Now, if you're on a Warlock, Healing Rift, that's going to be your friend. Stag, up here, a good thing. If you're on a Hunter, you could probably use anything to help you keep your life, basically. A popular one, a Wormhouse Crown, is going to give you a small health and shield bump when you dodge. I know somebody mentioned another one when it comes to healing. Liar's Handshake, you can generate health, and with cross counter if you do manage to punch something. There's a couple ones I think for hunters that are going to be reasonable. But for Titans, you don't have a ton. I am using Mask of the Quiet One, gain ability energy when you're damaged. That's going to be like all the time. And when critical, so that's when your red part of the health screen's kind of red. If you get a kill, you will get some healing going. Now, we're going to help complement that with everything we can. We're going to run Particle Deconstructor so our Linear Fusion can hit harder. It's not totally required, but it is going to be something that helps your damage output, especially when it comes to bosses and champions and things like that. We're going to be running Better Already. This is going to be your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an orb. You can reduce your class ability, but my preference is going to be this, as well as Protective Light. When you are charged with light, you gain significant damage resistance against combatants when your shields are destroyed. So when you are in that critical state, you have damage resistance, and then if you are able to get a kill, you're going to get some health from your helm, but also if you get an orb, you're going to be picking stuff up. But this one is going to help you stay alive, pretty much. Recovery is going to be a good thing here. Pretty much makes you get a decent set in recovery. I'm literally sitting at 4, which is kind of trash, just the way my stats ended up. Helm. You've got options here. You can go Linear Fusion Reserves, just match your heavy. There is so much fire on the first beacon. This is why I recommend Solar for your chest. The Solar damage reduction is going to be extremely helpful. You could probably lower the reserves, I think. Maybe do some area of effect damage. If you pair that with Solar, it might help you a little bit more. You're not so much going to need melee. You're not going to really need snipers too much. Honestly, Concussive Damper might stack with Solar, and honestly, area of effect, like the fire on the ground from these knights, I'm telling you guys, it is absolutely insane. So, Supercharged. That one's going to allow me to hold more charges. I've got a couple other things here, depending on what you're running. You know, if you're reviving other Guardians, you can get some health. You've got Ardent Ordnance if you're running a rocket launcher. I'm not. You could go High Energy Fire. Gain bonus weapon damage. Each defeated combatant consumes 1 stack. I would use more stacks, but I would get more weapon damage out. But if I'm killing a lot of little stuff, this is going to use my Charge with Light kind of all the time. But you are going to be getting Charge with Light all the time if you use Shield Break Charge. Shields are everywhere. Every knight, every acolyte. I swear nearly every enemy in this entire damn thing has a shield. Now, I wish you could stack this thing, but you can't. But Shield Break Charge, you're going to be stacking up, which is actually going to help because Supercharges allow you to have a higher stack. So you're going to have up to 4 stacks that you can use. And then you've also got Taking Charge. So if you do pick up an orb, you're going to be able to get a little more out of that. You might be able to switch this over for something else, to be completely honest. If you want to do something like Reactive Pulse, when you take damage while surrounded by combatants, you emit a burst of arc energy. A lot of the things, unfortunately, are going to be like void shielded, so that's not going to help you too much. I've thought about other things. Again, I could put high energy fire here if I lowered this down to, say, like recovery, or if I switch this over for some other type of resistance. Honestly, it's one of those things I sit here and debate about constantly. So maybe I want to switch over a little bit intellect, bump this up to higher energy fire, because for the orbs that I pick up, sometimes you pick up orbs. Not all the time, but it also doesn't hurt to pair with this one. If you do pick up an orb, you get health. So that's what I'm going to say. Like, make sure you're running Masterwork items. Make sure you manage, like, Shield Break Charge is going to be required. You're going to be breaking shields literally nonstop. Protective Light, a good thing. Better already if you're picking up orbs. If you're also picking up orbs, Taking Charge. Particle Deconstructor will help if you're running this. But if you choose to run another heavy, that is completely up to you. If you want to run something like a heavy machine gun, if you want to run something else, that is up to you. But the main reason I am running a bow, Overload Champions, I'm running Hard Light to manage all the shields. I thought about Borealis, but when it comes to ammo, there's just too many. And then Threaded Needles, just Rapid Fire and Frenzy. And honestly, for this one, you could run... I don't even think if it's taken spec or not. Yeah, I think these guys are all taken. So you could run Taken Spec if you got it. But honestly, it's like when it comes to some of these, just run Major Spec. Most of the stuff is going to be Majors. That's going to be your biggest thing. So if you don't have Taken Spec, just run Major Spec. You should be fine. And again, this is a decent loadout here, but it's not perfect. I really wish I could throw a mod on this one, but I cannot. So that's my run through of my loadout. I'm running Void because as a Titan, you and nearby allies regain health as well as grenade and melee energy when your Void detonators explode. So I'm going to be trying using my Void grenades to do what I can. For Warlocks, Nova Bomb's probably going to be fantastic to clear some stuff out. You're also going to have some big grenades if you go top tree. Devours on bottom tree. You've got a couple different options. That's completely up to you guys. Hunters, I mean, you could run Golden Gun to knock the knights on their butts. You've got a lot of options, I think, as a hunter. You could run Tether, kind of, if you want to, like, reflect some stuff, but that's really not going to do too much. Tether would probably be good. Sorry, I was saying Arc Staff. Golden Gun probably wouldn't be bad. You've got some varieties. Definitely would have to try some out. Maybe check some others. I'm trying to do it on the Titan, mainly because the healing for the Titan is what I feel is always the hardest to get done. So that long intro out of the way, which I know it is a long intro, but this thing is just chaos. Let's jump in. I'll show you with kind of... If you don't have Hard Light and you've been playing and you're trying to do Legend, this gun has been around for a long time. Keep trying to get exotics. You know, go to Xur, see what he has. But, like... This is one that's been around for a very long time. So yeah, I'm using exotic and I don't normally, but these two exotics have been around since the Red War. So been playing for a while and you're trying Legend content. Hopefully you've got some of this stuff. So let's see how it goes. All right, I'm not trying to do this for time. There is a triumph to do it in 25 minutes, but really not my worry. If you actually had a flawless run, you might get it done in 25 minutes, but that's really not my concern. So the biggest thing is honestly just staying alive. And when I say the Fire Knights, they are honestly a little crazy. The Fire Knights themselves are going to be probably the hardest thing as a solo player because they just cover your entire area with fire. The wall helps me. I will tell you that. The wall is definitely beneficial. But I did learn a little strategy of kind of going outside the doors on this first beacon to have a little bit more mobility. The second one, there's so many tracer shots, you got to be quick. And again, I don't know if I'm going to get a flawless one or not. And if not, I'm still just going to put the run that I get in here. But for now, we're going to see what we got. And we got Acolytes to start, so we're going to switch over to Void. Those are the guys that spawn in there. That's weird. Normally there's guys over there to the left. Looks like we got them over here to the right. But they are mostly going to be Void shields. Nice thing about Hard Light is that you are going to have your damage at range, like most of the time. As I said, the captains are solar shields. The Acolytes are Void. Acolyte's the easy part. So there's about 500 of them. Oh, and you have no shield, so if somebody's coming up behind you, That's a whole different problem. But again, this is not rush. If you're trying to do it in 25 minutes, like, go find one other person at least, and you could do this pretty easily. But by yourself, don't worry about the timer. Thank God for infinite ammo on primaries, though, because, man, without that, I would be in trouble. Don't fall off that little ledge, though, either. Sorry. All right, so down here, you're likely to have some more. Usually some acolytes down here. Looks like we also got some a knight action. And this is how, like, the knights. Usually, if you can break a shield, finish them up, and then you're going to be dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Now, some of these guys are going to try and get away from you. If you don't get the ones that are trying to get away from you, just know that you're going to want to get them later. Now, as we got to clear this whole thing out, we're just going to try and see what we can find for what's down below. Looks like I do have some acolytes I can take out. So if you do have a taken knight, looks like there's scions down there. That's the stragglers. And again, you just got to learn the order. It's like, if you're going for hard light, you know, it's going to go solar, then void, then arc. That's your order, so you just got to get used to your switches. Scions don't have shields, but acolytes definitely do. Again, this is not going to be the most efficient run by any means at all. All I'm trying to show you guys, notice right now my charge with light, I'm ×4. That's why shield break charge is going to be amazing, because between that and protective light, you're going to be breaking shields constantly, and that is going to help you stay alive. I was trying this earlier without that. I'm hoping this actually makes a pretty good difference, because then I'm going to be able to be a lot more in the survivable sake. Now, I'm going to leave that ammo there, actually, in case I actually do have a decent run. But the big thing to note is you don't have a lot of room in here. When you start this beacon encounter, you can be outside of here for 5 seconds, which is about long enough to do this. You can pop out, pop in. I picked up the ammo. Damn it. Oh, well. And that's it. Now, there's a benefit to that. If something does overrun you, maybe a champion gets up on you, it's not optimal to be out there for very long, but if you need to change position, fires all coming this way, you can run out the back, you know, switch your weapon, do what you got to do, come back in, change position, at least for half a second. Now, from this point forward, basically, if you got cuts, it's because I died. It's just probably going to happen. This one is brutal. So if you're going for a flawless, that's just up to you. There's no triumph for even doing this flawless. But if you're doing it solo, I think my advice is still probably going to be the Wrath of Ruins, the Hive one. So far seems the easiest. This one is a pain in the butt. Let me show you why. So first, you're gonna have a lot spawn, but the goal is to always take the knights out first. So find the knights. If you can find the knights and then break. And again, this is where the grenade's going to be helpful if you can get the switch. But again, the fire starts to be abundant all the time, pretty much everywhere. And it's going to be in your benefit to try and get across. And actually, and again, if you do get a shield broken, try and kill it quick. And this is when I said the fire gets to be a little chaotic. So if you got to run outside for half a second, get a little change in position, try and find what you need to find. That's a rare moment somebody's that close and I didn't die, but now it's time probably for a grenade. I don't know if I'm going to actually get any benefit out of that. But again, the void chain explosions are really going to help you in a couple parts where they do get overrunning. Alright, so now I got to switch. I do have solar still out there. Your first champion is going to be some point coming up, so you got to be ready. You also got that wizard boss coming up top. You want to take that wizard boss out early if you can get a good angle on it. That's not bad. And again, I'll try and flop sides because usually they'll be hitting different angles. Throw your grenades out when you can. The knights are the focus, and they are non-freaking stop too. So you really got to play to your class's abilities here. It's almost just required. You're kind of seeing this down point. There's a random exotic on the ground, by the way. And that's a moment where I'm literally hoping for ammo. I got a little bit. Now you're going to have just some normal adds through here. You're also going to have some guys coming around the backside. So again, priorities, trying to find your knights. If you can get them at range. I don't think I actually killed the big guy. These guys are actually nice for ammo. And this is, again, if you get overrun, don't be afraid to run out the back for half a second just to move things around. Again, if you're trying to build up your abilities, this is kind of will give you a little bit of time. May not be a great situation, but again, my grenade is going to help me stay alive. And then those chain explosions really are going to do wonders over there for me. Now, there's going to be a champion coming any second, I can promise you that. He's not far. And this is why the fire literally never ends. This is why when you switch, you're like, oh, I'm ready for... Am I ready for anything? Ever? Doesn't ever feel like you're ready for anything. And again, if you can get them somewhat consolidated on one side, it's not so bad, but believe me, I've had them get all over the place on me. There's another wizard up top. Again, try and just delete the wizard out of existence quickly. The chain explosions help for my class. Now there is our champion fun. Bad time to reload. Nope. Finisher for the save, hopefully. Alright, now I'm a little scared. We're at 89%. Now, there's normally another champion in here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, actually. I'm a little scared that it's floating somewhere in the back there. But I'm going to switch sides here. And again, if it's that's the champion. Oh, okay. 2, 1, come in here. Now this is the time if you really gotta like do a couple laps, get your health back with recovery. That's a Now be careful coming up here. There can be ads spawned outside, but depending on where they're at. I've had 100% had a different champion in here. I don't know where he's at right now, but I'm going to take it. Okay. That's number 1. Now, there is one thing about this, and I'm not entirely sure where he was. But I will definitely tell you. There's also usually one overload champion that comes marching back. Same way I killed the champion back here. Hug the wall, try and give you some cover where it's a healing rift, whether you get a dodge for some health, you really back it up for a second. But literally, hang back in the corner, get the stun, and then switch it over for the heavy shots. It's normally in there. If this run actually keeps going, I will leave it here. Let's see if I got anything good for entertainment value. Eternal Warrior. Probably one of the more useless ones. But that is the first section. As reasonably as I could manage it. And I'm honestly surprised I got it done because I died so many times. I didn't think the first one was going to go clean. Let me tell you that at least. So now it's actually good to kill all these random guys that are out there, goblins and everything else, because they're going to be good for ammo. Auto rifles just don't do much to these guys, but at least if you're shooting majors, it's a little better. Alright, so I'm going to grab any ammo. I'm charged with light. I will be forever charged with light, I can tell you that. There could be some ads out here, so be careful. Looks like I do have some up top. Looks like sometimes you got a Minotaur up there. It actually doesn't have a shield, but it is going to be a little bit on the annoying side. You're likely to have Arc up here or Void. So you're going to probably have Acolytes, maybe a... Oh, I can't even remember the name of the guy. Centurion? If these guys are tucked over here, there we go. And this is a preview of what's coming next. So the Arc Shield guy is what we're gonna face next. And that's the one I have not actually finished. I've been close, but I have not finished it yet, and you'll probably see why. If I do die, I'm definitely gonna put the outtakes probably near each section so you guys can see them. But yeah, Masterwork items are important. Shield Break Charge, just non-stop. Absolutely non-stop living with Charge with Light in here, because you are doing nothing but fighting shields. So we're gonna come across, not even worrying about the anchors or anything. If you guys want to find where the anchors and secrets and everything are, I have videos that cover all of those, so that's up to you. Now all that stuff over there, I've never seen it that collected, but I'll definitely take an anchor. So depending on what's in there, shoot what you can. The Centurion in the back is going to be the one shooting the Axiom Bolts, and that's what's going to really work on killing you in the next area. So get used to finding the Axiom Bolts and making those a priority. Again, I feel like this run I'm on is oddly easier, because some of these middle sections you'll have different ads. That I can tell you. So up here, this is where it's actually good to have your bow. If you got some snipers, those are going to get annoying, I'll be completely honest. So use the shield breaks again to your benefit. But yeah, just patience, take these guys out. If they come flying back and you got your shots up and ready, break the shields that you can, go for the ones you can't. If I can't, and I got to go for this guy here, and I'll switch over, work the bow. If you're working somebody like this guy, always be moving just a little bit, whether you're strafing side to side, moving back a little bit. Biggest thing, don't stand still. Like, most of the time, do not be stagnant, and that will help you stay alive. Now, it's a little easier to pop up here just to get a perspective on what's back there. I'm not saying you're going to be able to do much with what's back there, but it can't hurt to try to throw a grenade back there. It looks like I got one or two up there. And all these little ads are hopefully going to be helping you get some ammo back. And again, depending on what's there, you can always duck down and fight these guys back here. Jump back on this ledge here. So those Centurions are going to be the fun ones to face coming up. So those Axiom Bolts are always going to be a priority. Scions get to be annoying, but those Axiom Bolts from especially the bigger guys are going to be the tough spot. Alright. Now, maybe Charge of Light just keeping me alive a little better. I don't know. But I also know there was one champion. 100% there's one champion. Overload Bow would need to take him out. Not sure. He's usually in about the first 50%. So I don't know exactly how he wasn't there. Maybe it was just because it was my first time in, because I had many deaths when he was 100% there. But at this point, you're going to want your hard light if you're using that. But you're going to want an arc weapon, because your only shields you're going to see here are going to be arc. So you're going to have Scions that are just peppering you constantly. And then you're going to have the Centurion doing his thing. Now, typically what you want to do is kill the Centurion and just kind of nuke him. So if you break a shield, switch to your heavy. And that's why I like the linear. It's just literally one shot to delete him if you can get that crit. Now, this is Beacon 2. I have died many, many times here. If you die, that is okay. As long as you're persistent enough, you're bound to finish it. If you have a reasonable loadout, you should be able to do it this one. If you can beat this one, Beacon 3, not that bad. This is also going to be just chaos. So this is brutal. But first, you're going to have about 6 to 9 Scions spawn. If you only kill 2, you'll have 2 of the Centurions spawn that would otherwise spawn on top of everything. So if you only kill 2 Centurions, kill those first. Arc shields, of course. Then when you kill the rest of the Scions, more things are going to start spawning. Main thing is focus on the Centurion so the Axiom Bolts don't catch you off guard. Try and find some way to delete as many of those Scions as quickly as possible because they will start to add up and kind of jump on top of you. You're going to have an Ogre spawn on the left. You're going to have, when I say left, it's like over there. You're going to have a Champion, Unstoppable, spawn on the right. They spawn about the same time. So depending on which one sees you first, that gets to be your focus. But the Ogre, not too bad. 2 shots with a linear. The Champion takes about 3. Still reasonable as well. Biggest thing is just staying alive. Biggest thing as well, when you get to about 40%, if you've only got a couple ads left, or if you can get down to 1 ad at 46%, then you can wait out maybe getting your super back as well. So here we go. Take 927.
I'm detecting beacon alignment.
Big thing is just hang behind the spawn, let them walk by, don't do anything. 2 Scions down, you'll get your Centurions to spawn. Whichever ones you want to kill is up to you. Once 2 are down, figure out where they do spawn. Could be left, could be right. So I got 1 on each side. That'll make things a little easier. Find the other one. They'll eventually drop all the way down. You just got to find them. There we go. Again, nothing else has spawned or will until you start killing these guys. Then when you kill them, start taking them out quick. Find your Centurions. They're going to be out. Couple places. Not good, not good. Too many Centurions up, haven't killed enough. Now we got an Ogre and a Champion. This is all bad, all bad. Well, maybe you might be able to kill the Ogre. Literally knocked down the Axiom Bolt. This is fair. Run, 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 run in a big circle. Try and find your champion positioning. And then get ready for big guy. 44%. This is the time where if I can just kill the champion and not the little guy, I will. I'll even let the little guy fire at me. Don't kill it. Try and find any ammo you can. Try and regain a little composure. Alright, we made it through a really, really odd start. Somehow by a miracle. I feel like every one of these that I make it partway through is always a miracle. Same thing, you are going to want to switch over to your bow. You got a lot of snipers coming. So just be ready. One up here, one up here. Just look for the spawns. Damn it, I want that quick kill quicker. Kill those first. Try not to kill anything else if you can. Again, you're just looking at Scions at the moment. Again, another set of snipers. Try and find any Centurions you can take out. There's the last big wave. Snipes again. A lot of snipes. Oh man. Okay, I'm at 98%. I just have the last guy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy crap, it's done. Woo! Ugh. Now you're gonna have a few guys spawn up top. Don't worry about them. They're not required. You can kill them if you want some ammo, but they are not required. Take a little ammo up here. Alright. But now, if you want the safe way back or the easy way back, you can just run out here and see what spawned. And we just gotta do the boss now. As I said, not a flawless run by any stretch of the imagination. Only good thing about hard light, there is no range drop off. So just keep marching into my shots. It's fine with me. Now, if you can run, cool. If you don't think you can make it, you could work your way back through the old-fashioned way down here. Or you could actually look over the ledge, which is fun. Now, I think the boss is actually going to be easy. Which sounds weird, but I think it actually will be. I don't think the boss... Because you have so much more room up there, I think you're going to be okay. Alright, that should wrap that up. And now we'll see how the boss goes. Outtakes are going to be entertaining, I can promise you that. Just to check everything's still going and good. I'm actually decent on ammo. I probably will wait a minute for my super. Actually kill a couple of these random guys. Help me spawn my super. Alright, let's go through the portal. Alright. Really would like some ammo since it dropped over here and I did not get it.
The final beacon is alive. I'm detecting severe paracausal.
These guys aren't even hard to kill.
Get ready. $16K is not bad for an arrow. Seems a little cheap. All the way over there.
Not playing fair. Alright, well that guy's down at least. Sorry, not my usual commentary, everybody. This is intense. Oh, man. I'm gonna try and grab this ammo while I can. Also, this charge with light shot. Like 15k per headshot is not that bad. Just aim like near the head and auto aim will take care of the rest. I thought the boss was gonna be easy, but it's definitely not a cakewalk. Got one more straggler. And then I just need to delete her fast. So the fusion rifle is going to come out. I just got to be able to get a shot off over there. Does seem a little cheap to hide over there. You ever going to come out? I got a bullet off. There's that shield. No, there's even one more. Oh, God. The death has got to be quick, otherwise I will get overrun. That's the key. All right, let's go. Not fast enough. Give me a crit. Just one crit. That's it. Woo! Oh man,
It's done.
that was something, guys.
Are in alignment, and
With this loadout,
are in retreat.
I do not recommend this to anybody. If you're gonna solo one, not this one. 100%. Nope. All right, well, let's get back to the top, and we will see about a little wrap-up discussion. But yeah, this one.
Our manipulations of the light
Solo is not the way to go.
than what you got.
Well, I can tell you that that is not worth it. I will completely say that. The first beacon, I somehow actually got to a point where I feel like I could manage it. The second one, I don't even know how I managed it, and I know there wasn't a lot of discussion from me commentary-wise on a couple of these, but the main point is, the first one, you've got a lot of solar shields and solar fire knights. They are going to be your focus. You also need to be able to manage void very frequently with a lot of acolytes. You will likely see, even though I did not, a overload champion that you're going to need the bow for. And And then you're also going to need the Unstoppable Champion. That will be towards the later section. But the Overload Champion should have been earlier. I saw it on about half of my run, so I don't know if it's just like sometimes there because I kept respawning. Don't know. Second beacon is pretty much utter chaos. The main focus is you start the beginning, the 2 Scions. Make sure as you're taking out the 2 Scions, it's only 2. Kill the Centurions that those spawn. And then once you start killing the rest of the Scions, you just got to be quick with everything else. If you're doing this with a group, cool. I did it with a group. It is not bad at all. But by yourself, way too many little bullets just flying at you the entire time. Third part, honestly, you might have to experiment a little bit with where to stand if you're by yourself. Like I stood in the middle, had a few ads spawn, manage those. Don't be afraid to use your super if a big group of ads spawns on top of you like I did. Stay away from her though, do your damage from range, and be ready in that last phase to nuke her. Hopefully you get more crits than I did because that was pathetic. But thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. As you can tell, it was a bit of chaos to make. So if you did enjoy this one, please drop a like below. If you have loadouts that you like using for either a solo or with friends, put those loadouts down in the comments. If you have any thoughts or you just want to say hello, drop those in the comments as well. If you guys want to find me, it is Ebontis on Twitter. And then if you want to find me streaming, it is twitch.tv/Ebontis. And then right here on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. You'll see my new videos and also when I go live streaming here. You can support me directly by joining the channel as a member. You get emotes and things like that, access to exclusive videos. And then you can find me on Patreon for something similar. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.